Have you ever had someone slap a label on you? Maybe they called you lazy, sensitive, or difficult. It can feel like getting stuffed in a jar and tossed on the back of a shelf. That's because labels have power. When you pick up a can of beans, you don't open it to see if the label is right. You just accept that it is. And we do the same thing with people. So once someone sticks a label on your jar, it's surprisingly easy to start believing that's what you are. After years of living inside that jar, you may stop questioning the label at all. The word on the lid becomes the only truth you know. Imagine that someone hurts you and then calls your reaction dramatic. You're immediately put in a jar. In fact, you may write the label yourself. And then you slowly start collecting evidence to prove the label true. You may think you're trying to prove it false, but the natural tendency is to prove things true. So every mistake goes in the jar, and every success gets explained away until the label doesn't just describe you, it creates you. And the walls of your jar grow so thick that you can't remember a time when they weren't there. Then one day a stranger asks you a simple question. "Hi, how are ya?" And without realizing it, you read the label on the jar instead of answering from your heart. The label has become who you are. And you can't escape it because nobody told you the label could say anything else. You didn't know there were other labels you could wear. You never checked. You never thought to. You just accepted what was given to you so long ago. If you had known there were other labels, you might have peeked inside, and then you would have seen the contents didn't match the lid. And what would you have done then? Knowing that the label on your jar didn't really describe you, would you continue on as if nothing had happened? Or would you write some new labels? The problem was never the jar's contents. The problem was believing someone else's label. Peace.